Hi guys, and welcome to part 2 of the Photoshop introduction. This part is all about the task, so go ahead and download the task from the canvas, or there should also be a link to it in the Discord tech channel. You're downloading the Photoshop certificate PNG, go ahead, drag it into Photoshop. Now if you feel confident with Photoshop, this should only take you a minute, so don't worry, it's not going to take up too much of your time. Just duplicate this square, drag it over here, rotate this square so that it's in line with the other squares, delete this square, draw a little picture using the brush tools. Doesn't have to be anything special, you're just demonstrating your knowledge of the brush tool. Use the type tool to put your name here and use the pencil tool to add your signature. If you don't feel confident with Photoshop, watch the end of the video and I'm going to show you how to do it. So first off, let's zoom in. So we're going to use the selection tool. We're going to click on the selection tool here. If you're on another tool like the ellipse tool, just hold down the tool and you can see the other options. Make sure you're on the selection tool. Click and drag to select your rectangle. You can keep doing this until you're happy with your selection. We're going to copy and paste this. So we're going to go to Edit, Copy, which is Command C for a shortcut using your keyboard shortcuts. Paste, Command V. I think it's Control V on Windows. We're going to use the Move tool, and we're just going to move this rectangle over here. Done. Next task. So we need to make sure that we've selected the correct layer. So let's go back to background, go back to the selection tool, and we're going to select our rectangle. So like the other one, we're going to copy and paste it to create a new layer. So I'm going to go to Command C on the keyboard to copy and Command V to paste. That's created layer 2. Now we can't use the move tool for this one because we actually need to rotate. So we need a tool with a few more options. We need to transform this layer. So we're going to go to Edit. We're going to go to Free Transform. Now your shortcut for that is Command T on the keyboard. That brings up a box here and we can actually scale, we can move around, and if we move our mouse to the corner of one of these points, we can rotate. So we're just going to rotate it now. Doesn't have to be perfect, and we can just hit enter on the keyboard or just double click to confirm our selection. Done. Next one. So this one here, we need to delete this box. So we could use the eraser tool. Now normally the eraser tool, let's just go to layer 1 here. If I scroll up, normally the eraser tool will erase the layer that's selected, revealing what's underneath. Now this is the background layer that we're trying to erase here. It's locked. It works slightly differently to the other layers because it's the background layer. We can't really use the eraser tool in the normal way because there's nothing underneath it to reveal. I'm just going to go back to fix this use of the eraser tool. I'm just going to undo. Command Z on the keyboard. Right. So as I said, I'm going to go to the background layer. It's going to actually use this background color to erase. And as you can see, that doesn't really work because our background is actually white. So we can just change this to white. I'm going to Command Z to undo. I'm going to change this to white. And I can now delete. I can change the size of my eraser here, or I can use the square bracket. You can change the size up here. You can also change what's called the hardness. So right now it's very soft. If I increase that, you're going to get a much sharper eraser tool. Okay, and we're done. Now next task is to draw a little picture in this frame. You can draw whatever you like, you're just demonstrating that you can use the tools. I'm going to click and hold the pencil tool and go to the brush tool. The brush tool might already be there for you, but sometimes it's hidden behind the pencil tool. So once again, you can use these tools up here to set the size of your brush, choose whatever kind of brush you want, and I encourage you to go and play around with these different brushes, see what effects you can come up with. You've also got settings here for opacity, that's how transparent your brush is. I'm going to make this a little bit more opaque, less transparent. I'm just going to draw a little picture. I'm using my mouse, so it's not going to be anything good. Okay. I'm going to change the opacity now to make it more transparent. Let's draw a little sun. Okay, and we're done. Like I said, this doesn't have to be anything special. It'd be nice to add some colour to demonstrate that you know how to use that. I'm going to use a different brush. Try out some of these, find out what different brushes do. I've got some downloaded. Change the size. We're going to pick a new colour, green. I'm going to bring the opacity right down, and that's going to give it more of a watercolour-y, transparent effect. I'm not going to draw it very neatly. Bring the transparency down even more. There we go. Okay. I'm going to add some blue to the sky. I'm going to colour in the sun. Let's make that fully opaque. Like I say, you can draw whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a good drawing. Let's add our name using the type tool. So I'm going to select the type tool. I'm just going to click. That's going to create a text layer. It's just put some placeholder text in there. I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to change the color up here to black. You can change the size of the text, and you can change the font to whatever you want. When you're happy, just click on another layer and click somewhere else to confirm your selection. I'm going to go back to the background layer. So now I'm going to add my signature, and I'm going to use the pencil. You can use the pencil for drawing as well. It's just a very sharp pencil-like line. So I'm going to change this yellow to black. Let's draw. It's very difficult to do it with the mouse. Right, that's terrible, but it's done. Okay, so we're all done. We're going to export this. So we're going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to click Save to my computer. I'm going to change the format to JPEG. I could also save as a PNG. I'm going to click Save. I'm going to click OK. And there we go. We're going to submit that on Canvas, and we're all done.